Okay, folks, let's do a quick little book review. I learned a lot about wood carving from books, and specifically this fella here, David Young, and you may know him from DY Woodcarving. Take a look over here. DY Woodcarving has all kinds of videos. He does a lot of great content, and I'm not the type of YouTuber that is not going to tell you to follow other YouTubers, because some of them are absolutely fantastic, and one of them is this guy, okay? Go to his channel, subscribe to his channel if you haven't already. It's a lot of fun, and you've probably already seen it. But one of the things he did was he did an article in Woodcarving Illustrated where he carved these little succulents. And while I was learning to wood carve, I carved them too. Here's my first attempt at, a terrible attempt, too, I might add, at chip carving. But my wife loves these little succulents, and they've sat on our bookcase for the longest time. And I carved these from looking at the David Young instructions, right? And it's absolutely fantastic. And he wrote a book. But the thing about books is you never know whether or not a book is good if you're looking at it online, because you can't really get a good idea of what all the book goes over. And I want to tell you that this one, again, is not like some other ones that are really too thin and don't have a lot of information. This is a tome of knowledge. It's a thicker book than one might expect. Take a look at that, right? And so David goes over in the beginning, not just like the simple stuff about what materials to start with, like getting started, introduction to wood, different types of wood, choosing a knife. He's got stuff about different blade types, blade grinds, and like if you've seen videos, I've done something very similar. I talk about blade grinds, flat, scandy, convex, and he's talking about this in this book, which gives you another way of breaking things down and really getting to the heart of what the knives are, what the differences are, to help you better choose the knife you're looking for when you're looking to purchase a knife. So this is another great resource. What I like about DY Woodcarving, about David Young in particular, is his style is simple yet refined. I don't know, it's a way to put it. He's got these geometric patterns that he consistently does in his books. He talks about antiquing right there, which is really neat. He talks about dry brushing, painting techniques, finishing. It's absolutely fantastic. But like I was saying, his geometric shapes, right? There's a simple cactus. He's got a pattern for it, and he's got step-by-steps with the cuts on how you get there. And you end up with this cactus. It looks kind of geometric in shape. I mean, you can imagine that sitting on your desk at work or on a bookcase. They're just really neat, and they're simple beginner patterns. So if you're really new and you're looking for some carving projects to supplement from a book, this is a really great one. If you've got a kid that's looking to learn how to carve, or you want to like, try to get one of your kids or your grandkids into carving, this is a really great book. Look at these little alligators. How fun are those, huh? I mean, it's just a really neat resource. And again, I like his style. Look at these fish. You can see he used a gouge to put those little, oh, that's so fun. That's just so neat. So they're simple, geometric, and fun shapes. Nothing complex, a little clamshell, something that someone could easily do in a sitting, little cat's faces, and not get too bogged down in the minutia of doing something detailed like that dwarf back there, right? That's really detailed. That's far too detailed for someone who's brand new. But this little gnome is easily accomplishable by someone who doesn't know a lot about wood carving. They can make this. And outside of that, right, it's not just that they can make this. They can look at this and say to themselves, I can do that. And that's the key. When someone can look at it and say, I can do that, that's what enables them to do a carving. And having a carving like this that looks so simple and it's refined, and it's like there's details here that really make it pop, but it looks simple enough that someone says, I can do that. And that's absolutely fantastic. David has got that down on all of his projects. People look at that pineapple right there and they say, I can do that. And that's really neat. He is well thought out. I don't know if he's in education or not, but if he's not, he should be. He's got a little blurb about the author right here. David Young lives in Michigan with his wife and 3 kids, a former math teacher. There it is. He now leads a team that designs and develops online courses. David's favorite subject was always geometry, which he appreciates for its pattern and symmetry. He started whittling in early 2019 when he stumbled upon in wood carvings and found that it clicked for him in a way other hobbies hadn't. David learned from experienced carvers by reading their books and following along with their online videos. As an author and instructor, he focuses on designing simple carvings that he uses repeatable patterns and processes, making it easy to teach others how to recreate his designs. A regular contributor to WoodCarving Illustrated, David's first book, Whittling on the Go. He welcomes carvers trying his designs and sharing them on social media. You can find David on Instagram and YouTube at DY Woodcarving. Woodcarving. And check him out right here on Instagram. He's a really neat fella. He responds to posts and whatnot. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. So, real quick and easy, I just want to make sure you guys see this. I'm going to try to keep doing videos on books that I think are really neat and that I think are worth taking a look at. This is one that I think is worth taking a look at, especially for someone who's very new at woodcarving. This is a really great beginner's kind of thing. If you know someone that you want to try to get into woodcarving, this could be the gateway drug that does that. Because like I said, when they look at that cat, they say, I might be able to do that. And that's the key to getting someone in, to pulling them into the hobby. They look at it and they say, I think I can do that, and then they can follow along with the book and get it done. So I hope that helps. I really like this book, and it's one I'm going to have in the bookshelf for quite a while. It's one I'm going to use my kids. I'm going to use this to try to get my kids into wood carving too, because I've already done some soap carving with them, and I think that when we start doing wood carving, they might make a little succulent for grandma, or they might make some little gnomes to give their friends at school, or maybe some alligators. It could be fun. I think it could be a lot of fun. So yeah, that's where we're at with that. Thank you so much for sticking around and watching the end of the video. I really appreciate it, folks. If you like the channel, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and outside of that, I'll see you next time. Bye.